Oh. Namaste.
Namaste. It's great to be here.
This is Healing Talk with Father Clumpet. That's my name.
Okay.
And your name is... Your chakras don't seem to be aligned, my friend.
They're not. I watched Christmas with the Cranks last night, and I couldn't stop cranking it, so I'm all out of whack.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely put your chakras in a spin, my friend.
Certainly, it's like the spin cycle in there.
Yeah, especially your root chakra.
Yeah,
your dome chakra.
Yeah. I saw a meme recently.
Yeah.
It was a screenshot of, I think, Facebook or Twitter or something, but it was like a user saying, like, if you have ever had anal sex, your root chakra is destroyed.
I've seen that.
So good.
Which, I mean, it like giving or receiving?
I'm assuming receiving. Like, I don't think, I think giving, you're in the clear, right? Like,
okay.
It's probably fine.
I mean, if you stick things up your butt, but you don't, like, necessarily bottom, does that mess with your root chakra?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I think anything up there at all, like, you know, you're canceled from Buddhism or whatever.
I have much to think about.
You have a lot of pondering to do.
Much to think about, brother. Namaste.
Namaste.
Hey, this is Soy Trek. I'm Comrade Britton, joined by a guest today.
It's me.
It's good old Spenser, former co-host to the podcast.
Science Officer Spenser, that's what you can call him.
Science Officer Spenser. Yeah, I feel like you'd be more in engineering, given like what you do.
That's a good point, considering I am literally an engineer.
You do some like electronic engineering, which is what I assume they kind of do on a starship. So
I bet troubleshooting the Enterprise D is a lot like troubleshooting a Tesla, but with like better software, probably.
Yeah, this Tesla definitely has better software. The D doesn't have like an autopilot or nothing, brother. They can have someone at the helm at all times.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. But right. I mean, it can travel through space, so that does make it better.
Weak. I don't know. Kind of not great.
Listen, I just want to jack off while my car drives me to work, okay? That's all I want.
That's the American dream.
I mean, it really is. That's why Tesla got as big as they did. I mean, now that everybody realizes that company's terrible, like, you know, all bets are off. But I think that the initial pitch, an incredible pitch, like, hey, check it out. Jack off while you drive to work.
Yeah. Beating down the highway. Yeah.
Exactly. And then you're just like, I can drive 55 and also crank my hog.
Hell yeah, dog. Fucking Sammy Hagar would approve. He'd be like, baby, that's a Cabo Wabo.
They're like, listen, we're gonna put a huge screen in the dashboard. You can play porn on it while you drive. Like, yeah. Let's go.
I accidentally had like porn on my phone the other day, and I decided to just like watch it for a while I was driving. It was pretty cool.
Wait, hold on. We gotta unpack this a little bit.
No, that's for my therapist.
What do you mean you accidentally had porn on your phone? What is the circumstance here? It was like a kid's birthday party. You're like, whoa.
Yeah. In my car at a kid's birthday party outside, not invited.
No, you're including yourself.
They went inside, so I'm like, well, I need something to jerk off to, and so I pulled up some the old porn tube.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, but for real though, like, what was happening? Why was the porn? Where were you?
I had just like had it on my phone, like in the browser, you know, and like
from a past Jack sesh.
Yeah, from a past Jack. And so. I was just like doing something, and I was like going through my windows, and I saw it was on there. I'm like, wait, what? Oh shit! And then I'm like, you know what?
Nice.
Fuck it, play. Just, I told myself what Aerosmith taught me. Just push play. Freaking A.
Yeah. Freaking A.
Freaking A.
So did you just listen to the audio while you drove, or?
Yeah, I kind of watched it. I put it on my my car thing.
For getting directions.
Yeah. So I looked like a DoorDash driver, fucking jerking to the next client.
Yeah. Cool. That's tight. Portrait or landscape? Did we go full landscape?
Oh, I went portrait. I found a vertical compilation. And it was a vertical compilation, so I'm just like, oh, okay.
Formatted for what you were trying to do.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you need to goon and drive.
Yeah.
We got you.
Goon drive 55.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So hey, today we're gonna be talking about. We watched the Big Bang Theory. We watched an episode of that.
Damn it.
Bazinga.
Yeah, there was no bazingas in this episode.
There was zero bazingas. Spoilers.
Not a single bazinga.
Before we get into that, though, we got to talk about. We got a Patreon. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, patreon.com/dumbidiotvs. Yeah, if you go there, we got a bunch of tiers. We got a whole bunch of stuff. For as little as free, you can go and sign up for free if you want. We prefer if you pay money, but free is fine. As little as free, you can sign up and recommend what we watch every week and vote on what we watch every week. This is not one of those. No one asked for this. No one wanted it. This episode is a bastard child of the show.
This is an abomination. Like, I hate that I had this idea and I was stoned and was like, hey, Britt, when are you going to talk about the Big Bang Theory on your podcast?
And I just upped the fucking ante. I was like, oh, you fucking, you played an ante. Well, you better fucking fold right now or this game's going on through, to make a poker reference. Making a poker reference. I love a poker reference.
Me too. Me too. Poker's good. Poker mechanics, I like to see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if I hardly know her.
It's true. Poker in the front, liquor in the rear.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Anyway, also on the Patreon, you get all of our episodes the minute I'm done making them. You get them in higher quality than you get on the podcast apps. And you get bonus episodes, too, about every week. Not this week. BEPs. It's Mike Epps' brother. BEPs.
Yep. BEPs. Brian Epps,
correct. Brian Epstein, son of Jeffrey Epstein, secret son, secret and sacred, the second coming.
Do we need that?
He comes a lot. He comes twice every time. So the second coming.
He's watching those vertical comps.
Oh, he's gooning while he's driving.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
He goon drives 55 as well.
100%.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the Patreon. For $5 a month or more, we mention your name and say thank you to co-producers of this podcast, such as Dylan Lance, Jordan Hale, David Craning Seitz, D. Gursky, Jormore, Tim Wilkinson, Sam Mayo, Kyle Simmons, PJ Hale, Shane Sawyer, Gillian McCrary, SFC Punk, Roberto Molina, 7 of 9, James Hartman, Iki, Abigail Simpson, Shane Williams, Roberto Yolito, Electric Baphomet, Jonah Hearn, Nick Savard, John Simcox, Asher Pliskin, Skeptic, Shane Sawyer, Nova, Jose Martinez, Ben Tronic, and our good friends over at the Bruce Campbell podcast.
Hell yeah.
It's a fun podcast.
Those are a lot of names.
Yeah.
We love to hear them.
Yeah, we got a lot of supporters, which we really appreciate. Also, for $10 or more a month, you get access to
the Media Dungeon.
What's the Media Dungeon, you may ask? Well, it's a Plex server. A streaming server, a lot like Netflix or Hulu or whatever, but it's run from a computer in my home.
Yes, quite literally in an unventilated cabinet.
Shut up. We don't talk about my unventilated cabinet.
Going to cook your computer eventually.
Eventually. I open the door often, all right? Give it some air.
We love to see it.
Yeah, it's it's not too hot in here. It's toasty. It's toasty. Toasty. So the Media Dungeon, it has over 17,000 films.
Oh, can I share an anecdote about the Media Dungeon?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I have a lot of anecdotes about Media Dungeon, but it is the place I go when I'm like, all right, here's some obscure-ass bullshit that I want to watch, but I don't want to track this down on the internet and download it. That is my repository. For example, I recently watched the pilot episode of the Michael Richards show.
Absolutely.
Which was a great thing to watch on there. I also have watched all available seasons of Pimp My Ride on Media Dungeon.
Wow.
I watched it all. Like, I was obsessed.
Amazing.
Like, all I did for like 2 months was like sit on my couch and smoke weed and watch Pimp My Ride. And
Hell yeah. We love to
incredible.
see it. Yeah,
incredible. I invited girls over to watch Pimp My Ride with me, and they were like, wow, Pimp My Ride rocks. And I'm like, I know, right?
You ready for this dick now?
Yeah, exactly.
That's how that conversation goes.
You get them worked up. You get them.
Hey, yo, dog, I heard you like sex, so I put my dick in your pussy so it could come.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's basically how it went.
Yeah.
But Media Dungeon, love to see it.
Yeah, we do. And then for $20 or more a month, you get access to merch, the merch tier, all of and the Media Dungeon and everything listed below, but also monthly merch I send your way. Stickers, shirts. I just sent out pants last month, Batleth pants.
Oh, sick.
Sick as fuck, brother.
Sick as fuck.
Yeah. But that's over at patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. That's patreon.com/dumbidiotbs. Please go sign up. It helps us keep independent editorially and ad-free. We'd love to see that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, let's get into the meat of the market. Meat of the market.
I have so many questions for you right now. So many. Before we get going here.
Sure.
Listen, firstly, I need to know a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
Most importantly, why did you pick this episode for us to watch?
Because I decided that we should watch 3 Star Trek-themed Big Bang Theory episodes.
This episode was not Star Trek themed.
It's called the Lizard-Spock Expansion, and they talk at several points about Star Trek in this episode.
They do.
Yeah, I was going for the 3 most Star Trek-themed episodes that it looked like. Now listen. I don't watch The Big Bang Theory. I have seen it before, in like hotels and like people have it on and shit like that. Mm-hmm. I've never thought it's very funny. It's not a very good show. Yeah. It's very flyover type media.
It does have a reputation.
It does.
I have never watched The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
I've managed to make it this far without watching it, just because like I could glean the vibe of it. You know, it's like when you're walking down an alley and you smell that hobo piss, and you're like, oh yeah, oh there's hobo piss around here, but you don't see it. You know,
right.
But you can smell it, and that was like what it was like with The Big Bang Theory. I was like, oh, this is garbage. I haven't seen it. I can't verify that it's garbage, but I can smell.
Oh yeah,
smell it.
Smells like piss, brother.
Smells like hobo piss.
Yeah.
I hate to see it.
Yeah, I've heard and seen defenses of it from several people online before, especially people who are like autistic.
That's gay.
And some like Indian folks. No, some people like the representation of the show, and I can appreciate that. However, the show is poorly written. Laugh tracks fucking suck. It's decently acted. I'll give it that much.
It is decently acted.
I mean,
I don't think all the actors are great, but I'm so sorry. I forgot his name. The guy, the Bazinga guy.
Jim Parsons.
Yeah, but what's his name in the show?
Sheldon.
Huh?
Sheldon.
Oh, Sheldon, right. Of course. Young Sheldon.
Of course.
Yeah, how can I forget? Mm-hmm. I think that he is somewhat like watchable as an actor. He's all right. Yeah. I guess.
The guy who plays Leonard, I think, is pretty good.
Which one is Leonard?
He's the other white guy, the white guy with glasses.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's the one who the show actually, I think, kind of centers around.
Interesting.
It seems like it's Sheldon, but Sheldon's more like the breakout character from the show.
He's the Joey. Yeah.
He is Is he the... Yeah, I guess he's the Joey. He's kind of the Chandler, too, though. He's kind of the Chandler. He's kind of the Kramer. He's the Kramer.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like he's all of those archetypes, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but having never watched the show, I guess I gotta say that it was exactly what I expected.
Yeah,
like exactly like down to every beat. Well, one thing that was surprising to me about it was that there weren't like a lot of jokes. Like, they say things that the audience laughs at, but they're not really
They're like
jokes.
References and stuff.
They're references, or they're just like statements that they like say with a funny inflection.
Yeah, or like
but
opinions that are supposed to be funny, but are just like opinions.
Right. They did get kind of specific with some Star Trek references early on in the episode, which, you know, those references were wrong, but... Well, the opinions that they had were wrong, but the references were, you know, references, I guess.
They were references. Do you want to dive into this episode?
Yeah, I do. I really do.
All right. So this week we watched The Big Bang Theory Season 2, Episode 8, The Lizard-Spock Expansion. This was released on November 17th, 2008. It was directed by Mark Kendrowski.
Was this right before or right after Obama was elected president?
This would have been right after.
Right. That's
like a couple weeks after.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Story by Bill Prady, teleplay by David Gorsh and Jennifer Glickman. Which sounds a lot like Jiminy Glick, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah.
The director, Mark Kendrowski, I looked him up because I was curious. That dude is like a god of trash TV sitcom directing. Like, he has directed hundreds of episodes of shows never watched.
He's directed like 100 episodes of Big Bang Theory alone. Yeah. He's done so many episodes of the show.
Like, in season 2, I think he directs every single episode except for 2 or 3.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. He also directed 19 episodes of the original run of Full House.
Oh, that rocks.
Interesting to know.
That's
that was one of
sick.
his first directing gigs.
Interesting. Fun. All right.
You have a history.
Yeah, great history. Thank you. So we open on Sheldon talking to his roommate about what to watch. He wants to watch Saturn III, but his roommate says DS9 is better. Because mathematically, there's 6 more. It's between Saturn III and DS9. It's a math joke. You wouldn't get it. Their other roommate comes in and tells them to compromise on Babylon 5, and I already wanted to eat a gun 15 seconds into the episode.
Yeah. Sheldon remarks, how is that a compromise in any way? And I have to agree with him. It doesn't make sense.
No. Yeah. I've never watched Saturn 3, though. So
yeah, I've never seen
it might
Saturn
actually
3.
Be a compromise. You
Perhaps.
never know.
But I don't feel like it is because, like, Babylon 5... Isn't Babylon 5 a little bit darker than DS9? I've never watched Babylon 5.
It's like DS9, but more so.
Right, that's what my understanding of it.
Sure.
So, like, I don't feel like that would be a compromise unless Saturn 3 is darker still.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
And DS9's on the lighter end of the spectrum. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
True. So the DS9 roommate suggests they play rock, paper, scissors to figure it out. But Sheldon wants to play, get this, rock, paper, scissors, Lizard-Spock.
Yes.
Rock, paper, scissors, Lizard-Spock.
Lizard-Spock. Yes.
It's a convoluted version where, like, rock crushes scissors, and that's, like, the only thing that remains constant. Other than that, like, paper disproves Spock, and also lizard poisons Spock.
I like that the paper disproves Spock. That's fun.
Is it?
Yeah, kinda. I think that the setup for the joke is bad, but that part of it is all right.
Yeah, and it became like kind of a cultural phenomenon a little bit. Like, you'd see like rock, paper, scissors, Lizard-Spock shirts and stuff.
What?
Yeah, you haven't seen that? Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I never saw any of that.
Yeah, that's because they weren't on your radar, brother. You didn't know to look for them. I know to look for Bazinga shirts and rock, paper, scissors, Lizard-Spock shirts. Because this was kind of a thing. Yeah, you're looking it up now, right? Yeah, you're going to find a bunch.
Of course I'm looking it up right
There's
now.
So many. There's so many.
I found a bunch of charts for how to play rock, paper, scissors, Lizard-Spock on like Pinterest and the Code Academy forums. These fucking dorks.
Yeah. Is there a GitHub for it?
Honestly, it might be on GitHub. That would make a lot of sense. Yeah, I found like quite a few charts for it, for how to play it. Well, here's an interesting thing though, because there are 5 possible choices. The charts form like a pentagram.
Yeah.
So it's kind of satanic.
That's pretty cool.
Do
you think the Big Bang Theory? Do you think Chuck Lorre's a Satanist? Probably, right?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, he
after
definitely
2.5 Men, he probably turns to the dark arts.
Gets into that adrenochrome, like for sure.
Well, he's super rich, so he's got it.
Yeah,
like once you reach
adrenochrome pilled for sure.
Right. Once you reach a certain like level of wealth, people come to you and they're like, "Hey, you have to do this incredibly illegal thing that could like compromise your entire life."
And they're like,
they're like, "Well, yeah. I mean, I'm only wealthy and only have everything to lose. That makes sense."
Yeah, 100%.
That makes plenty of sense to do that.
I agree.
Give me the adrenochrome. Line it up, baby. Line it up.
Let's go.
So they play a game of rock, paper, scissors, Lizard-Spock, but they both choose Spock, predictably.
Obviously.
Suddenly, their other roommate comes in dressed like a gigolo. This guy's named Howard, and he's dressed like a gigolo. And they make fun of him for trying to pick up women, and he talks about negging and is obviously on some pickup artist bullshit.
It should be noted that, like, he looks like he is dressed like...
He's Disco Stew from...
He's like Disco Stew. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Yeah, I was going to say, like, he looks like an extra from that 70s show, but yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Stew, sure. Yeah, he just looks like very, very 70s in a way that was super weird in 2008.
Yeah,
like,
and would be probably weirder now. Oh, he also has an eye patch on.
Correct.
Right. So
can't forget about the eye patch.
Suddenly, the lady roommate, Penny, comes in and asks Howard to move his scooter. He negs her, and she snaps his eye patch.
Oh, before that, though, she does note, like, do you have pink eye again?
Right.
Which implies that, he, like, touches his unwashed asshole and then his eyes.
Either that or he gets a fat load in the eye every now and again.
Sometimes it happens.
Gets that pink eye, baby. Sometimes you gotta give him that pink eye. Let him know who's boss.
Dude, do you?
No, you don't. No, you really
don't. I don't think that needs to happen to anyone.
No, you really don't. No.
I would feel really bad if I gave somebody pink eye.
No, yeah. Yeah, I feel bad if I gave anybody any disease.
Right.
I feel like that's something that, like, you should always feel bad about.
100%.
Because, I mean, even if people suck, I feel like they don't, like, deserve, like, disease. Disease sucks.
I completely agree.
Resolutely.
Yeah, no, bad times. Nobody needs that.
So, that's the cold open. We get opening credits at 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and it's the song Big Bang Theory by the Bare Naked Ladies. What did you think about the song?
I didn't hear it, and that's another thing that we should note here. We watched the episode over Zoom, and the noise suppression on Zoom cut out all of the laugh tracks and music. I was able to hear every line perfectly clear, but there was dead silence around the lines, which, okay, 2 things about that. Firstly, modern noise suppression technology, pretty good. Gotta say, was impressed. Secondly, it gave a very weird vibe to something that was already, like, not funny. So, like, the characters would just say things, and it was clear anytime there was supposed to be a laugh track because, like, it would just, like, show...
Yeah.
Well, it would just show, like, different shots. It would, like, cut between shots, and then, like, there'd be a long pause. But I don't feel like it hurt the show, really. Like, I don't feel like those jokes would have played better with people laughing.
No, definitely.
I don't really feel like it hindered my experience of it, but I would have loved to hear the song.
Well, now you gotta look it up on your own and enjoy it. Jack off to it by yourself.
Maybe I will.
because I know you already have bare naked ladies in your Pornhub browser. That's in your search history.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I look for when I'm looking to jerk off. I'm
It's
like,
been 1 week since I blew my load.
1 week, Jesus Christ.
Hey, I honestly, sometimes I just forget to jack off for like days.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Can't forget to jack off, brother. Got to clear them
know,
pipes.
it's
Got to
not
keep them
good.
pipes clear. You know?
Right. You get blockages.
Right.
You
You
get a
dries.
fatberg down there. You hate to see
Yeah,
that.
fatberg.
Don't want a fatberg down
No,
there.
spermberg.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what sank the Jizz Titanic.
The spermberg. Jack, I feel like I'm coming.
We're all coming.
So, I'm just imagining the string musician setting up while the sperm or the jizzberg's going down, and
They just have their dicks hanging out. Like,
yeah.
they're playing.
So one last song, gentlemen.
One last goon, gentlemen. I've got this vertical compilation on my phone here. We can all sit around it.
Let's get in my car. It's in the lower deck.
Let's sit in my car.
Let's make that, fucking hotboxing with your friends. That's so 2011.
Dude,
fucking now it's all about gooning with your bros in the car.
Oh,
and
yeah,
fucking
I love
Jack in
that.
the Box drive-through line.
Should do it on the ferry. Like, park on the ferry and, just goon out in the car.
Goon on out. They come up and ask for your ticket, and they're like, "What are you doing?" Just gooning with the bros.
Yeah, you have the audio plugged into the car audio, and it's really loud, and it's really bassy. You know, when you walk by somebody who's clearly listening to a podcast in their car, and it's it's so loud. Yeah, can you imagine cum sounds? But it's pretty good.
I can imagine.
Pretty good.
Anyway, so after the opening song, we get back and Sheldon is deciding what Star Wars movie to watch. He says he doesn't want to watch the Clone Wars show before the Clone Wars movie because he wants to be disappointed in exactly the order George Lucas wanted him to be, which was an okay joke. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Although Clone Wars show is so good, so...
Okay, yeah. Two things about that. Firstly, Clone Wars show is good. Secondly, the Clone Wars came out in 2002. It was 2008.
And he still hasn't seen it. I thought he's supposed to be a nerd. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
how has he not watched the Clone Wars?
I don't know.
Judging by that actor's age, he probably would have been in his early 20s, late teens, I guess.
Yeah.
When that came out, dude, come on, who didn't see that shit
I
when
mean,
that came out?
So he was let's see, he was 7 years old in I think 1980. So he was born in 1980, I think.
Okay.
Based on what I know from young Sheldon.
Yeah, early 20s.
Yeah. So yeah, he would have been.
Yeah.
Cool.
Tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who in their early 20s did not see the Clone Wars when it came out? That's crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
Weird. Lots of strange jokes.
No.
It feels okay, I'm going to say something. This might be a little controversial, so brace yourself for this take. This scalding hot take.
I'm strapped in.
The writers of The Big Bang Theory, I think they might be lazy and not care about this.
I think you could be correct. I think they also might be I don't know. How do I put this? They know a lot of people who are nerds and they go on Reddit and look up nerd things, but they don't really have incredible niche interests of their own.
Correct.
No.
Yeah, no, for sure. And they don't know what it's like to have a special interest and be a dork.
Yeah.
It very much feels written from the perspective of ha, look at these dorks.
Yeah.
Not, ha, it's such a life being a dork.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel that latter one is well done and shows Silicon Valley, where they portray dorky, nerdy people in a like
Is
much
competent.
more realistic way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's lazy.
Yeah.
These jokes, like, if you pick apart any of these jokes too much, it really, like, doesn't make any sense.
No. So Leonard answers the phone. Howard is over at the Mars rover lab and is in trouble, and he says it's DEFCON 5, which Sheldon explains is no danger, as DEFCON 1 is in fact urgent. They discuss how this makes sense because Star Trek 5 is worse than Star Trek 1, which I don't know about that. But then Sheldon disagrees and says 5 failed on some levels while 1 failed on every level. Costuming, music, and sound design. And I was like,
Dude,
what?
absolutely not.
I mean, maybe costuming if you don't like to see like fucking bulges and shit. I like them fucking bulges.
There are a lot of
I like them
bulges
big
there.
boys.
Yeah.
I like them
But
big
yeah,
boys.
To say that, yeah, Jerry Goldsmith's incredible score for Star Trek, the motion picture, is in some way a failure
Is fucking
deeply
bananas.
insulting.
It's bananas is what it is.
That is a scalding take right
Yeah.
there. Like, that's crazy.
No.
Like, that's like one of the few things that is like consistently praised across the board.
Yeah,
It's incredible
100%.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, I got
and
my
like the
issues with Star
effects
Trek
too.
1.
The effects are really good too.
Oh, effects are incredible. Like, it looks amazing. The effects are so good in 1 that they reused them for all of the other Star
Yep.
Trek movies.
Yep.
like, dude, come on. You know, I don't know. That was a weird take. And
Yeah.
that's again, it leads to my lazy theory. You
Yeah.
know?
They
Still
were
a theory.
like,
I'm
what
working
are the
on
2 most hated Star Treks? 1 and 5. Well, let's pit them against each other. And then, like, one of them, how about Sheldon really hates 1? Why? Why does he hate 1? Because he thinks it has a bad score? That's wrong, though.
Crazy.
Yeah, okay. So,
Yeah, but like people didn't like that movie because it was boring, not because it was bad. It's not
Right.
bad. It's just boring.
Yeah.
like
It's
I get it, like that's
atmospheric,
not for
yeah.
everybody. But
Right.
nobody, I don't think anybody's really out there saying like Star Trek 1 is bad. Like,
No.
it's not a bad movie.
no. And it wasn't a failure or anything either. Like, it actually...
it made a bunch of money.
It made a bunch of money. It just cost a bunch of money.
Yeah,
So...
crazy.
At the Mars rover lab, they're still arguing about Star Trek movies and, like, fucking... So, Sheldon believes that Star Trek 4 is the best Star Trek movie, hands down, which I'm actually probably inclined to agree with. I fucking love
Yeah,
that
I
movie.
agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. But then his roommate Raj, it's like 3 words: Wrath of Khan. Which, you know, interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting that I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about their opinions on this. They don't feel like that authentic.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I would fully believe somebody like thinking Wrath of Khan is their favorite Star Trek movie, but I would say that people who are really into Star Trek, I don't think that's a super common opinion. I don't know. I mean, like, it's a great movie. I don't think that it's bad in any way. I'm not criticizing that movie. I'm just saying, like, I think that people are really into Star Trek probably like 4.
I mean, I hear
or maybe
4,
The Undiscovered Country.
Yeah, I hear
like,
2, 4, and 6 a lot.
Right,
Yeah, and also First Contact.
Yeah, I love First Contact. That's one of my favorite Star Trek movies. Even though I know it's objectively not one of the best ones, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that's why I still stand number 5, is because it is a lot of fun and it's a silly,
it's
fun
stupid
movie.
fun,
It's
but it's
stupid
good,
as fuck.
stupid fun.
Fucking yeah, Kirk fucking throws a fucking Cation cat lady into a fucking fish tank from across the room. It's sick.
As you do.
As you must.
Fuck yeah.
As you must.
As you must.
So Howard got the Mars rover stuck because he brought a girl to the Mars rover lab and he needs their help to get it unstuck and get the girl out of the lab. Howard assigns his roommate Leonard to drive the girl home so the other roommates can figure out how to get the rover unstuck. Later, we see Leonard and the girl are making out in his car.
Getting that dick
Oh
wet.
yeah, you gonna fuck. Leonard gets
baby.
Leonard gets some strange, man. He be rucking and fucking and getting it sucking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I do.
So she says,
Oh, I'm so sorry. I have criticism about this really quick.
Mm-hmm.
I do think, though, that positioning him, Leonard, as the person in the friend group who does get laid, not the most realistic thing. I do think that if that friend group was real, it would be Sheldon that would be getting laid.
Why?
Like, because he is the most charismatic of any of them. Like, even though, yes, he is the most, like, dorky, he's also the most charismatic. Like, he is the most likable.
Yeah.
I think that that's more likely that he would be getting the strange. Just saying.
Perhaps. But he does get some strange in the series.
Oh, yeah.
In the form of his girlfriend, Amy.
Oh, I don't know about Amy yet.
Oh, you'll get to hear about Amy later.
Well, if you see Amy, let me know.
Well, I'm chasing Amy.
There you go.
So I'll stalking Amy. The girl he's with, Stephanie, Leonard's making out with, says that Howard never really had a chance with her because he had an eye patch, which, I mean, obvious.
Tracks.
So in the rover lab, the rover is not responding and has fallen into a ditch. Raj suggests they call AAA.
And then there's a whole bit about that, and it's
not great.
Very good.
They make some jokes, and Howard says they need to go to Plan B, which is to erase everything and erase the security footage. Later, they're watching the news, and their plan worked. NASA has no idea what happened and how the rover malfunctioned. Howard says, "Thank God for Plan B." And brother, let me tell you. Thank God for Plan B. I've never had to get an abortion, but I've had to buy Plan B a bunch.
Oh, yeah.
And, it's made it so I've never had to get an abortion.
Yeah. Bless up. That's all I got to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, we need to put that shit in elementary school. No, not elementary school.
Whoa. Whoa.
High school is everywhere, baby.
Okay, groomer. When you said thank God for Plan B, I said amen, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. So Penny, the roommate, asks Howard if he worked on the rover, and he says she's mistaken and tries to deflect. She chides him about bragging about it, but he once again deflects.
Like a
battle bot.
There you go.
So Leonard asks Sheldon to come into his room and tells him that he can't tell anybody, but he has to go somewhere to do something. And Sheldon pries about it, but he's like, well, if anyone asks me where I'm going, just tell them I went to the office. And there's this whole thing about it.
This is the most authentically autistic thing I saw in the show.
Yeah, me too.
I will say, having spent time with autistic people, like this situation did feel like plausible.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was not terrible.
Sheldon covers for him and just comes out into the living room, and he's like, he's going to the office, and puts out his arm, and it's very awkward and
very
weird.
Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty all right. Pretty all right. It's an okay moment. So
it's an okay moment.
Leonard is having dinner with a woman from the lab who is a surgeon. He says he's a physicist, so today he thought about stuff. And what I thought was the first good joke in the episode. While they're making out, Howard calls and leaves a message about having dinner with his mother.
Yep.
So,
and this continues to happen. Howard keeps calling and leaving messages presumably while they are fucking.
Yeah, while they're fucking. And she's like, should I just hang up on that? And he's like, no, I like to hear his voice while I fuck. I want to hear his voice while I fuck. Let me hear him talk about his mom and Olive Garden while I fuck.
Hell yeah.
I like to hear about the Olive Garden while I fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's yeah.
I haven't been to Olive Garden in a really long time. Have you?
It's say those 4 words to me, girl. Unlimited breadsticks and salad.
Do they still do that? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay. They don't do their pasta pass anymore or anything. But
what the fuck is pasta pass?
Pasta pass was a thing that they had for a limited time where you could pay I want to say $800 or something like that, and they'd give you a card, and as long as you had it, you could get unlimited pasta at any fucking Olive Garden anywhere. forever.
No.
Yeah.
Like a year, 800 or 800 a month? Like how?
No, it's like 800 for like forever.
What?
Or maybe it was like 1,500. It was something like kind of expensive, but like if you thought about it, it's like, oh, that's actually a great fucking deal if you just go there forever.
It's like a timeshare, but for like pasta.
It's a much better deal than a timeshare.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's like buying a vacation home for pasta.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So Penny is doing laundry and asks who the new girl is as Leonard walks in, because Leonard bought new shirts and he hasn't done that since he was dating Penny. So apparently there's some past history there that I don't care about. Leonard asks,
I don't care about it either. Seems unrealistic.
Yeah. Leonard asks if what he's doing is ethical, and Penny asks who the guy is in the situation. And then when she finds out it's Howard, she says it's fine because I think she's anti-Semitic.
Yeah. She supports Hamas.
Totally.
Yeah.
Penny loves Hamas.
Yeah.
Leonard admits that he slept with Stephanie, but Penny admits she only asked because she's nosy, and that it doesn't really make a difference. Later, Leonard goes to Howard's house to talk to him about the girl, and right before he talks with him, Howard gets a call from Stephanie, who lets him down easy, but Howard tells Leonard he's dead to him.
He has a slide phone.
He does. You're right. I did actually
he has a
didn't.
phone that slide. It's like a Motorola rocker or something like that, where like
What's up, rocker?
What's up, rocker? That like slides up. I had one of those in 2008. I had a Motorola rocker.
Nice.
And it rocked.
Hell yeah, rocker.
Yeah. It's good to see that. I've been what's maybe not underappreciated. I don't know. It's just an era that I feel like is under visualized by me. Is that
rockabilly?
Like
rockabilly.
Fuck rockabilly.
It's definitely rockabilly.
Is that like era from like 03 to 07? You know, where like people had like flip phones and were getting into smartphones, but they weren't really a thing.
Boot cut jeans.
Boot cut jeans.
One
of my favorite fashions from that era is utilized by Sheldon in this episode, which is the T-shirt over the long sleeve.
I was just going to mention that. Yeah,
I wore that every day for like a decade. Yeah, band shirt over the long sleeve.
Love that.
See it.
Yeah. Because I mean, back then they weren't doing like the full arms on long sleeves.
Like
really.
band long sleeves, like did not really fell out of fashion. You know, in the late 2000s,
but
late,
also
late
like
90s.
Band long sleeves, I feel like in the past like 5 years have gotten remarkably better. Like
they're so much better. The designs are better. The shirts are better. Now we have comfort colors. We love comfort colors.
Like pretty much everything is four-sided now. Like
love it. Love four-sided. Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite four-sided shirt, though, that I have, I gotta say, is my shirt from the year 2000, and it is a Creed four-sided long sleeve. It goes so hard. It's got tribal designs down the sleeves.
Oh, that's so sick.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It goes crazy hard.
That's pretty awesome. You should get the designs from that shirt tattooed on you.
That's hard.
That would be so hard to
I like that. Yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah. So let's get back to this episode here. So later, back at the place, back at their apartment, everybody is solving their decisions with rock, paper, scissors, Lizard-Spock, but they all keep choosing Spock.
As you do.
There is a Dasani on the table. There's
also an Aquafina on the table.
Yeah, everyone's always drinking Dasani in this show, though, and it's really strange.
Right. Yeah, there's another scene later on where
who drinks Dasani? Dasani is garbage.
Where Howard drinks like a Dasani iced tea.
Yeah, that's correct.
That I've never seen before.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
Must have been a thing for a brief while. But all the D's are blocked out on Dasani, so I don't think it's like a marketing thing, which is strange, you know?
It is.
I don't know.
It is.
I mean, if you drink Dasani, I feel like you really do want the D, so why block it out?
Right.
That's
true.
Right.
Bottled water sucks.
Yeah, it's not good for anything.
Nah, just get a water bottle.
Yeah, we're gonna have to reckon with bottled water.
Big water.
Yeah, big
out here
big
trying
water.
to convince us.
Yeah, just buy a good water bottle. Like, especially like a fucking insulated water bottle will save you so much time and hatred, and just like it's so nice to like be able to put ice in something, and 8 hours later, even in like the heat, there's still fucking ice in there.
It's really nice. Yeah,
Ice
I just have
is
like
nice,
a big
baby.
water bottle that I just fill up like every few hours. Just carry it
With
around
piss.
my house. Yeah, with piss.
And drink.
I keep my piss in the fridge.
Yeah.
In like a big jug with
Right.
like a spigot that I can just press the
Right,
button.
and then you drink the piss and then piss that out, and you could piss squared.
Yeah, yeah. Piss 2 hyper piss. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So, Leonard and Stephanie come in, and Howard shuns them both before Stephanie says they want to hook him up with her roommate who recently got dumped. And suddenly, Howard puts both her and Leonard back in his good graces and hugs them. He has a Batman belt.
He does.
He has a Batman belt.
Dude, his outfit in this scene is horrible.
All of his
It looks
outfits are
so
terrible.
bad, yeah.
They're just like, they're not even like, that's the thing is like, I buy like Sheldon and also Leonard because they like kind of dress like schlubby and wear like nerdy
like normie guys.
Yeah,
dress
they wear
normie
like
guys.
dumb graphic shirts that you buy at Target and shit like that, and like that's totally convincing. But like the fucking Indian guy dresses, I don't even know how he dresses. He's like he wears like outfits that like a child put together. They're like, oh, I like things with bright stripes, and I like sweaters because they're warm, and I also want to wear a t-shirt underneath it all, and then fucking Howard's style is just like, no one owns that shit. Like, unless he's like actually going and buying it at fucking a vintage store, and then he's like style conscious, and if he was style conscious, he wouldn't be wearing this dog shit.
Exactly.
You know?
It's very strange. It's like he bought all of the ugliest like 70s clothes that you could. No one does that. Like, I mean, people do get into 70s fashion and stuff, but they don't dress like that. Like, nobody is like, hey, I want to dress like some weird disco pervert. Like, no one thinks that.
Now that you mention it, I think disco pervert might be my next phase.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool,
like goth disco
the vibe
pervert.
is there.
Yeah, like some fucking like
Yeah.
velvet fucking, or not velvet. No, not velvet suits. Yeah, velvet suits would do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but like a black one.
Yeah, with a big collar, big hat.
Yeah. It's got like a zipper that goes up the front, and then hanging off the zipper is like a pentagram.
Yeah, that's sick.
It would
Actually,
go hard.
That's actually pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, devil disco. That's fucking pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go on Blackcraft Cult later and find some.
Yeah, I'm sure they just listen to this podcast for tips. They're like, oh yeah, they really got something. Like,
Yeah, totally.
like goth disco.
Yes.
All right, okay.
Devil disco. That's what I called it. I think that's, yeah. 'Cause you got double D's, baby. Everyone loves double D's. What's up?
Yeah.
Except for, the backs of women everywhere.
Yeah, that's who doesn't like it.
Yeah.
For sure.
So later, Howard is leaving a message for the roommate, Lisa, when on TV it says that the Mars rover falling into the ditch, which was Howard's fault, has caused a series of incredible scientific discoveries, including evidence of life on Mars. And he goes, son of a bitch. And that's the end of the episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But actually, we got one more thing here.
Correct. Are you gonna read the whole thing?
I am going to read the whole thing. So at the very end of the episode, there is a letter to George Lucas. It says, Chuck Lorre Productions, number 227. Dear George Lucas, may I call you Mr. Lucas? On behalf of the writers of The Big Bang Theory, I would like to thank you for your astounding body of work, which has awakened the child within us and unleashed our dreams. That being said, we hope you don't take offense to our good-natured jest regarding your most recent animated efforts. Yes, they were cheap shots, but we can't help but hold you to a higher standard, a standard of your own making. In closing, we are all looking forward to Indiana Jones 5, The Curse of the Golden Catheter. Oops, sorry again. Very truly yours, the writers. P.S. to William Shatner, director of Star Trek V. Go ahead, sue us. Which I don't think this was needed at all. I feel like this was like in poor taste, honestly.
Yeah, it makes those bad jokes retrospectively even worse.
Yeah. I'm like, they were at first I was like, at least they're in good spirit. And now I'm like, I feel like they're not in good spirit, especially since they like insisted they're in good spirit and then we're like dicks.
Yeah. I mean, that's always yeah. It's always suspect when somebody's like, hey, just so you know, like, it's fine that I'm doing this. Mm-hmm. And you're like, wait, why was it now? Why was it a question?
Yeah,
was
now
it
I'm
a
wondering,
question to you?
Is it?
Do you think that what you're doing isn't cool and you're trying to convince me that it is? Like, I don't get it. I don't love it. Yeah, that episode was bad. Can we rate these? Can we rate these out of 5?
Yeah, out of 5 bazingas.
Yeah, I would give this 0 bazingas out of 5.
Well, I mean, there was 0 bazingas in the episode. No one said bazinga.
Correct. Well, that's exactly why.
I think this actually might have been before they established the bazinga joke on the show.
The bazinga chronology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Don't tempt me to do a fucking 4-hour video essay on YouTube.
Ooh, that'd be pretty good. You're talking about like Jungian philosophy and psychology,
and like joke theory, and like how bazinga is like the funniest joke ever told.
Yes, it's perfection.
How it realigns your root chakra if you've had anal sex before. Yeah.
Yeah. Those of us with ruined root chakras.
How about Groot chakra, like from the Guardians of the Galaxy? Groot chakra.
Yeah, that's something else.
I am Groot chakra.
Yeah. 0 bazingas out of 5, though. Like, really not any jokes that were good.
Yeah, I like the one well, I'm a physicist, so today I thought about stuff. It was all right. I got a chuckle. I got a Chuck Lorre.
I got a little bit of a chuckle with Sheldon being autistic.
Sure.
Not that I'm laughing at autistic people. I just,
you're laughing with autistic people.
Correct. Like, that was, somewhat like the way autistic people act. So, sure. But, not good. Exactly what I expected. I liked earlier when you mentioned that the show is a show for hotel rooms, and it does feel very transitory in nature. Like, you watch it, and it's just fine enough that it's like, I don't really want to kill myself, but
right. I mean, at the very beginning, I did. Like, it actually got kind of better from the first like 20 seconds because I
agree.
The opening was just like misery for me.
It wasn't good.
Yeah,
and it was even weirder without the laugh track.
I would have liked it more without the laugh track, to be honest. They do have like Big Bang Theory without the laugh track on YouTube, and it's funny and distressing.
I don't even need that. All I need to do is watch it over Zoom because it cuts out.
Get that Zoom in your boom room. Hell yeah, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Zoom. Yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah.
Right.
We remember.
Yeah.
Mazda, we got you.
Hell yeah.
We remember your marketing.
Yeah. That's our new sponsor, by the way, is Mazda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check out the all new 2024 Mazda 3.
Yeah, it's the third one. It's better than the 1 and 2.
May is Mazda month because it starts with M.
That's true. Mazda is what we call it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're
this is our
you're Native
Happy
American,
Honda
it's
days.
Mazda.
Mazda. Yeah. Yeah, that's the original name for it.
Correct.
We are. This is a car acknowledgement. We are driving in stolen car.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I don't recommend this show.
Yeah, what would you recommend?
Not this show.
Oh, that's Okay.
Yeah, just anything that's not this show. It could be anything.
Would you recommend Young Sheldon then?
I haven't seen it. So
I have.
Sure.
And I would recommend it a lot more than The Big Bang Theory.
Okay. This is weird. This feels like you're doing...
There's no laugh track.
That's better.
Wait. It feels like I'm doing what? Do you think this is a bit?
No, it feels like you're doing like the thing that letter was doing at the end of the episode where you're like, hey, it's fine. And I'm like, wait, why does it need to be established that it's fine?
It's fine. It's fine.
This is highly suspect. Yeah.
Now, like Young Sheldon, I feel like actually has some more to say as a series, and they actually like breach interesting topics every now and again, surprisingly. Like they actually talked like very frankly about the Vietnam War and like how like communism won and shit, and it was rad. And I was like, that just happened in fucking a Chuck Lorre show.
You turned to your friend and you're like, that just happened.
Yeah. I did the soy face and everything.
Yeah, you
and
did.
We jerked each other off. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you were gooning in the car at the time, you know. Yeah. You had finished early, so you were watching Young Sheldon while everybody else finished up.
Gooning and spooning, baby. That's how I cuddle.
I love that idea of like going to like a goon sesh, you know, but you like come before the other dudes.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just like watching like Family Guy compilations on YouTube on your phone while everybody else is jacking around you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I prefer
there's dudes out there doing that.
Cleveland show comps, but that's just me.
Oh yeah, sure.
Right.
I'm American Dad.
The
all
urban
the way.
version, you know. I like diversity. All right.
You like your comedy urban.
Right. I prefer white guys playing black guys.
Yes, exactly.
Good old Cleveland show.
Good old Cleveland show.
Cleveland rocks. Did you know that?
So I've been told.
Hell yeah, baby. Well, so that was that fucking episode of Big Bang Theory. You got anything else to say about it?
Nope.
Cool.
Oh, I'll make predictions for the next episode.
Yeah. The next episode we're going to watch is Season 6, Episode 13, The Bakersfield Expedition.
Okay, here's my predictions.
Sure.
Firstly, at least one Bazinga. Secondly, Rock, Paper, Scissors, Lizard-Spock comes back.
Okay.
Is this... Oh, okay, I don't want spoilers, but if this is an episode... Because I know... Okay, one of the only things that I know about the Big Bang Theory is that Leonard Nimoy does show up in the show at some point. That's one of the only things I know.
Yeah.
My prediction is that when Leonard Nimoy shows up... Sheldon plays Rock, Paper, Scissors, Lizard, Spock with him, and Leonard Nimoy wins.
Yeah, because he doesn't choose Spock, because everyone else chooses Spock, right?
Right.
That's got to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either that or, like, he chooses Spock, and he's like, pull down them pants, boy.
Or he just does the shocker.
Slowly inserts all 4 fingers into his anus. Yep.
Got that root chakra, you know. You gotta
ruin it. You gotta ruin that root chakra.
Ruin that root chakra.
Yeah,
one way or another.
I think if we learned anything today, it's you gotta ruin that root chakra, baby.
Yeah, do it sooner than later. Life gets better after that first few times.
Fucking milk that prostate, baby. It's an udder waiting to be milked. And just like a cow, if you don't milk it, like every other day, you die.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. Most
I don't think that's how
that.
cows work, but yeah.
No, cows. You're maybe no. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe they're only you can only like milk them for like 8 years or something, and then they can't milk anymore. They don't produce much milk or whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of like my cock, you know. You can milk it for 8 years straight, but after that, it's out of commish.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say it's because I'm only into things that are up to 8 years old.
No, that's not my kind of humor, buddy.
Right, yeah, of course.
Right. I make jokes about jerking off outside in elementary school.
That's not the same thing at all.
But not to children. You could enjoy
the porno on my phone.
Yeah, in the elementary school architecture. Some people get off on institutional architecture.
Mm-hmm.
Brother.
I'm big into brutalism myself.
Yeah. Isn't that just BDSM?
Basically, with buildings. Yeah.
Well, that'd be a fun thing. BDSM, but it's like brutalism.
Design, structure, and materials.
Something like, well, yeah. I go for like 4 different schools of architecture, but
right, yeah, yeah. I don't know 4 other schools of architecture.
Yeah. Me neither. At least let's start with those letters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So that's a great place for us to leave it.
Yep.
Thanks for hanging with us, soy boys, girls, and other worldly beanings.
Yeah,
beanings.
human beings, yeah.
Human beings, yeah. Hang dong.
And shocker.
Soy, 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 soy. Soy, 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 soy. Soy, 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 soy. Soy, 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 soy.